points maybe. But that's just my guess. Not really sure what happened there. As we go into the awaited game in the chat, I did see a lot of people asking when is Lennli playing. He is playing now against Leero. Not an easy opponent. We see 58 versus 59%, so we are in for a game.
Any Lennli fans in the chat? Question mark. Get the hype going for your main man. He's going to take on Leero here, and it's going to be a tough battle, an important one at that, because look at how close they're sat on the leaderboards. Both of these guys would really appreciate 3 points in the back, a swift 2-0. I had a chance to talk to Lennli after last week's games. He talked about how he rarely ever gets any 2-0s. He always wins the 2-1s. But the moving games have been a frustration on his part, so we'll see here if maybe that can change with this matchup against Leero.
Yeah, I feel like Leero is one of the opponents where he might have a bit of a better chance in the moving game. But after that, or even in the moving game, anything can happen really. But after that, I think Leero is very, very capable in no move and NMPZ. So it's definitely going to be a very hard game for Lennli in general. Yeah, I feel like Leero has way more points per game than Lennli, so...
Both in agreement to go a bit north. Both off by the same margin. 44 damage to kick off this matchup between the two. As we are back and moving, we are here heading in to round number 2. And we go to America again. I feel like every every broadcast day we do, there's like a theme of the day. And so far, the game is really trying to tell us, just stay in America. If you guess America every game, you might be alright.
Yeah, and this time we see an insta-guess by Leero. Didn't really find anything here. We are in the US, though. We did see a speed limit sign. And we have no front plates.
Because in Canada, they can drive as fast as they want. Everywhere.
But what a guess.
Wow, big damage coming through. Lennli off by a bit there. As he went to Oklahoma. Should have been further east. Leero able to find good info early on. Got him exactly to where he wanted to go.
But finally, ooh, that's a very cool sign. We are in Croatia. We did see a sign to Rijeka and Zagreb, which are two very big cities. And Leero just is like, okay, I'm just gonna guess on Zagreb. It's interesting. I feel like we should be in between those two.
Yeah.
So like Karlovac area. Yep. So we are in between those two.
Yeah. Right in between. Both off by the same margin again, but Leero ain't gonna be walking out of this moving game with a flawless scoreline. Lennli makes sure of that. He's down to just over half health already, though. So we'll see if the German player can strike back here, coming into round number 4.
We are in the western parts or southern parts of Finland. There we do have bilingual signs, which only really happens in the coastal areas, west and south. And meanwhile, Leero went pretty far inland.
Yeah?
I feel like it's too far inland to be there. I really like, like that area is very good where Lennli is.
Leero further up towards the north. Didn't spend too much time looking at the signs. Luckily for him, it was a bit further north, but could have been dangerous. Could have been very dangerous. Had Lennli been closer to the target on that one.
Yeah, that could have been way worse for Leero, honestly. If Lennli is on top of that, I feel like it would be like 2k damage. As we see a town name on these signs, Fresket. Never heard of it, but maybe if you combine it with plates, you maybe know the state to look in.
I thought it was a P. I thought it was a Prescott. Not that that changes me knowing where it is.
Okay.
But we'll see now. Churchill Manor. Lennli instantly zooms in because he was there last week. I don't think that's the case, but he's going to go up towards Ottawa.
Yeah, maybe he knows the area code, and there seems like there is a phone code. As we drive by a Burger King. On Leero's
As
screen.
you would in the US.
I mean, Lennli is in Canada, so...
On to Canada, yep. Toronto now.
We have a Canada flag on Leero's screen, so...
That does help. Does help in country identification. They're gonna let the time run out on this one. Bit of distance in between the two, but not too much. And it is gonna be almost right on the border. Leero, though, on point. Taking a half of what Lennli had remaining in health away from him, now sat at just under 1800.
Yeah, Lennli cannot afford another mistake like that. Because then it's just over. As we go into a Philippines round with a very open field here. Something you see a lot, but Whoa. That's a very, very committed guess.
Wonder what had him going there. Is there anything to you that sends it that far north?
Ooh, I mean, maybe just the openness.
Yeah.
But that is a very, very committed
Lennli
guess.
is further south. This could potentially be game unless if it's right in between
my
him and
God.
Leero knew. You can see even Lennli goes, you know what? Respect, my man. That was that was pretty incredible guess. So that's gonna be Leero out victorious in moving, and Lennli will once again not get himself a 2-0. But he is a very comfortable no-moving NPC player, so we'll see if he can turn this one around, just like Zigzag did in the previous game.
Yeah, Leero is really showing off why he is getting further towards the top. As the league progresses, he started off pretty far down, and now he's entering the top 10 with this game pretty much.
Tasmania instantly locked in from Leero. Lennli is there to follow. Just gonna plunk it in, get the hedge going, and minimal damage come through.
Yep, pretty easy start here.
Into round 2 we go. And out into the open again. I feel like our no-moving NPC rounds have exclusively been like out in the open. We've barely been in any cities when these guys have been stuck in place. This round is no different.
Yeah, no different. Meanwhile, we are in Mexico here. As to where exactly, that's for them to figure out.
What tells you Mexico in this round? What's the...
Single yellow line, the car, the plates,
Everything,
short white
Toby.
plates. We have a blue stripe car, bad road. The fences on the side of the road are very Mexican. I really like the eastern guess, Veracruz.
Yeah?
We have some mountains west, which fits for that. But as to where exactly, maybe they know.
I mean, you hope so. You definitely hope so. Lennli is still a bit further up towards the north. Leero hovering around Tabasco. He's gonna lock in down there. And if you followed the old saying, when in doubt, go Mexico City, you could have come out victorious. Good thing for Lennli is, though, he's gonna be closer in this one, so big damage come through. As Leero now goes into the next round, set just about 45.
Yeah, honestly, that round was kind of impossible to get. I mean, there is a saying to just go CDMX on occasions like that, but it did not like anything there. So
yeah,
no blame on them. We do stay in the same like hemisphere at least. We are in Argentina. Very open again, yet again.
Yeah, they're not getting a whole lot to work with, but sometimes a little can be worth so much more. Some of these very, very good GeoGuessr players. As they're both in and around the same province, but where Lennli is to the north, Leero is down towards the south.
Yeah, that's kind of the area where you get these very big open fields. They are both in the correct province here in Buenos Aires. Another good chunk of damage.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the big countries that we're getting now that's helping out Lennli. Leero might be right in the state, might be right in the province, but big hits nonetheless when they're set on each
Oh, you
their
jinxed
side.
it. You jinxed it with the big countries. Now we're in
Then we
Qatar.
go- Qatar, yeah.
No big country. Just
Plonk.
gonna be a click in the middle.
Plonk, skip. Still, a little bit of damage. No flawless for Lennli. I'm not sure exactly what they would have had to line anything up with there to try and get more qualified guesses in.
I think the road was too small to line up.
Exactly. They were in a back street somewhere. It's limited what they could do with it, but at least both of them correct in country.
And why are we
Now
back?
go round 5. Once again.
Once again.
It's the
Once
theme
again,
of the
yet
day.
again.
Got the mountain range there in the distance. You have something to line up with if you can lock down. Oh, you have a very distant highway sign on Lennli's screen, but there's no way you read that. Leero hovering Oregon, but not fully committed to it yet. What are you thinking, Ziggy?
Yeah, I kind of like the northern area, like Washington, Oregon, Idaho. Because we do have these tall, like, poplar-ish trees. I have no clue what they're called, actually.
Let's call them trees for now.
Yeah, trees for now. These
Yep.
big trees and these slightly sandy hills. I feel like you also get in that area. So I would send Oregon or Idaho, but
Yeah, I was gonna say Lennli's moving down towards Idaho. He's kind of sat right on the border between all the 4 states up there, right in the intersection. Should have stayed up in Washington. Oh, you can see it on his face as well. He was right there. opted or ended up second guessing himself, sent it further south just to be safe, but had he committed to his gut feeling, then that would have been a lot of damage done towards Leero.
The worst and best feeling as a GeoGuessr player is switching last second, depending on the outcome.
Exactly. And so many times you see it go against you, but yet another beautiful location. Mountain ranges all over.
Yeah, we have some outside lines here dotted, which should put us in France here. And I really like the southeastern parts with these like white rockish hills. Should be somewhere around Marseille.
Down towards the Mediterranean. Still hovering alongside the Rhône River. Further towards the north, at least that's what Leero is doing. It is actually all the way down towards Toulon. Okay. That's a nice area. I was on vacation there a few years ago. Very beautiful. Like, that entire province is just... If you get 2 weeks and you can rent a car, just drive around. It's very beautiful. Very nice place.
Going to a highway this time. It's like the typical highway you would get in Serbia here. I think we also have some bollards to confirm it. Now it is who can line up the highway.
Well, Lennli ain't gonna take too much time, but Leero saying, you know what, you're gonna give me 15, I'll try. Issue is, there's a lot of them in between one another there, as it is gonna be quite a bit further towards the south. But once again, Lennli out victorious as we go into round number 8. It's getting dicey at this point for Leero. He needs some big hits onto Lennli in order to have a chance to come back before round 10.
And we are back again in Argentina here. Another open field. Is it Argentina? I think it is. Could be maybe Brazil, but I don't think these polls exist in Brazil, so I'm just gonna stick with Argentina here. But I do like the border area because it does look a bit like Brazil, and both of them will go Corrientes province. And they're on it.
Yes, comes through. Lennli taking damage, but is it gonna be enough? Leero still has 2 rounds to try and swing this one around. Keep in mind that round 10 is the last round. If the game has not come to an end before then it's the player who has the most health left remaining that will be the
stream
victor
died.
of this one.
I don't know if we're live right now, but
I think we are. I think you just F5. I'm gonna F5.
I was just gonna F5.
It's on. Chat, if you're here, F5. If you're not,
It's on like Donkey Kong. So
it's on. It's on. We keep going. We keep going, guys. F5. Chat, the ones of you that are here now, spam F5 in chat so that the people who aren't here right now, they know to do it.
Yep.
Feels bad when you're sat there on your mobile phone in the kitchen looking for the F5
It's good we're back because
button.
we're back in the US as well, and Leero is lining up the roads, which is funny in the US because everything is just straight west, so...
Yeah.
But he is very confident there in like, the northernmost part of Montana. Like, that is a very committed guess. He has to be on it.
Lennli
Otherwise,
is in
he could lose the
Wyoming.
game.
This could be huge. This could be exactly what Leero is looking for. He needs the turnaround. He needs to get points off of Lennli. And he will get points off of him. That is going to be
the game.
Big damage come through and game on top.